every Saturday night I'm in the middle of a lot of controversy. What makes this place work is adrenaline. These race car drivers are adrenaline junkies. You've got to be a bit of a bouncer, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a mechanic, a welder, an electrician, a plumber out here to make this thing work. Race a car called a pure stock, which is few modifications, and then it just branches on up to 5 different classes of cars till we come to the top class that we race here every weekend, which is our modified class, which we have some cars racing out here in that modified class that are 700 horse plus that weigh in the neighborhood of 2,400 to 2,500 pounds.
The only thing stock on it is basically the lower A-frames and part of the frame. Everything else on it's aftermarket. The biggest rule that they apply to the deal is the 8-inch tire. Like this car here, I probably got 625 horsepower in it, and there's times I can just blow the tires away. But if you finesse it and pay attention, it'll work really well. But there's times, I get a little carried away and we'll spin the tires quite a bit.
All I know is I go as fast as this car will go. That's all I know. I don't know how fast it is, but.
You just got to maintain what you do and not get aggressive, which I probably shouldn't say that. A lot of people say I get a little too aggressive, I guess.
Modified's clipping along about 115 mile an hour.
Once you go once or twice, you get the hook, and then once you do it, you're done. So if you want to go watch. If you're really interested in doing it, be ready to spend a lot of time with your car.
Went to the races at Ardmore one night, and come in and said, a friend of mine down there said we ought to build another racetrack at Ada, and I told him how crazy I thought they were. And my brother said, let's do it.
Hey, don't you want to run and get some headers and big cans?
You guys built everything out here then?
99.9% of everything you see we built.
Just to go out there for the weekend, roughly, you can say $100 by the time my wife and I get in the pits, and by the time we pay for a diesel out there and back, and fuel for the car and a car wash, roughly around $100. That's if you don't break nothing. If you get anything broke, you got to replace that, and tires. And it's quite expensive. Every weekend it adds up. You don't make a lot of money doing this at the level we're at.
Yeah, you definitely don't make money doing it. Yeah, it's a non-profit deal, I guarantee it.
At a local event, they don't pay a lot of money. It's for the fun. If you're doing it to make money, you're in the wrong business.
Generally, they need sponsors to help them with it because, like the 700 plus horsepower engines I'm talking about, for a really good one, you're looking at $15,000 for the engine alone. And there's no way they can ever make it out here. It's definitely a hobby.
It takes time and money to get to where you need to get. And more money than time, usually.
Put them back where they was. That way they'll stay the same.
I've been doing this for quite some time. I've gathered up quite quite a few things, and I've acquired a few good sponsors, and there's a local engine builder here in town. They helped me out a whole bunch. It's RPM Racing Engines. I used to use a guy at Longview, Texas, and he did me a real good job and stuff, but he's just so far away. And it's always better to do stuff with local people. Plus, they get more involved, and it benefits them, hopefully, and it benefits me a lot, too.
Yeah, it costs twice as much as I'll ever win, pretty much. If I didn't have the help of my parents, I probably wouldn't be able to do it. I don't know how half the people out there have the money to do it. I usually feel pretty good. My dad talks me up on Friday night usually and tells me it's going to be the fastest one out there. We're looking good, so. We usually work on it all week and have it pretty much ready to go.
On the track, if you want to win, you go out there to win, and you have some really close friends you're racing with. But when you're on the track, you're not that close anymore. You maybe need to rub on them a little bit and whatever, or you might be the one getting rubbed on. You may be in the way.
I've got hooked on it when I was little, and it's just an adrenaline rush. It's just, you can't explain it. It's like if you don't do it, you get withdrawals.
A lot of times they really don't know what happened on the track, and all they know is that they've been in a wreck and they're mad. There's a lot of controversy that you have to take care of, and you have to talk to them, calm them down, and a lot of times some of them will say things that they really don't mean, and by the next week they'll come back and say, well, I really shouldn't have said that, I really shouldn't have done that, and then you have to get them back together with who they were having conflict with.
But as soon as it's over, it's all in fun. I mean, it's nothing you see it, people think, well, it's a bunch of rednecks out there wanting to fight and run over each other, but it's not that way. I would rather see a good race than a good wreck.
Hardcore guys will be here. If it's rain, hail, sleet, or snow, they'll be here.
Some people, I've known people that's tried it. We've put cars together for them. They go out one night and say, I'm done. But it's just something it's fun, but you got to want to do it. And then once you do it, if it's not what you thought it was, sometimes it gets a little scary. So sometimes it's a little bit more than what they thought. Looks easier from the stands driving than it is actually out there doing it.
Well, when you're in the stands, it looks a lot easier than it really is. Looks like you're going a lot slower than you're really going. But when you're out there driving, it's a whole different ballgame. When you're in the front, for half of it at least, it seems like it takes forever because you're concentrating on not messing up or anything. But when there's a couple cars in front of you and you're trying to get to the front, and it doesn't seem like it's long enough. It feels like there's cars right behind you, or it does to me anyways, and I just keep going, keep my foot on the floor, and hope I don't spin out or anything like that.
In 11 years out here, we had one gentleman break his back, and we've had 2 broken legs. That kind of serious. Other than that, we've had minor things. This is the fastest track in the state of Oklahoma. as far as speed wise. And if something happens, these guys hit something solid out here, whether they get in the front straight wall or they hit another car solid, it jolts them.
Once you get in the car and start driving, it hooks you.
It takes you a little while to settle down at night once you get done.
You know, it's a bad habit.
Why are you doing this?
God, if I know.